moment the Douban score for Love Beyond the Grave was finally unveiled, the online atmosphere shifted almost instantly. What was supposed to be a routine rating announcement turned into a full-scale debate that spread across social media timelines, fan forums, and entertainment headlines. The number itself may seem moderate at first glance, but in the world of highly anticipated fantasy dramas, it carries enormous weight. For a project that had been promoted for months as one of the grandest visual spectacles of the year, the score felt like a spark dropped into dry grass, igniting discussions that refused to die down. Fans who had followed the drama since its earliest production announcements were among the first to react. Many had watched the teasers showcasing sweeping landscapes, intricate costumes, and emotionally charged scenes between the two leads. Expectations had climbed steadily with each promotional release, and by the time the drama premiered, the anticipation had reached a near fever pitch. That is why the release of a 6.7 rating felt, to some viewers, less like a neutral evaluation and more like a shockwave. Conversations quickly divided into two camps: those who believed the score was unfairly suppressed by coordinated negative reviews, and those who insisted it reflected genuine dissatisfaction with certain storytelling choices. The suspicion of malicious rating activity surfaced almost immediately after the score went live. Observant netizens noted an unusual pattern in the first hour of ratings, when a surge of one-star reviews appeared in rapid succession. Many of those reviews used nearly identical wording, criticizing the same elements: the visual presentation of the relationship between the main characters, the perceived lack of emotional authenticity, and the acting style that some described as overly dramatic. To supporters of the drama, the repetition felt too organized to be coincidental. They argued that the phenomenon mirrored previous incidents in which fan rivalries or coordinated campaigns had influenced ratings on popular platforms. This perception gained momentum when comparisons with other platforms began circulating online. On domestic streaming services, the drama's popularity index soared to remarkably high numbers, reflecting strong viewer engagement and consistent episode completion rates. Internationally, audience scores were also significantly higher, suggesting that many viewers outside the immediate online discourse were enjoying the series. Screenshots of these alternative ratings spread across fan communities, often accompanied by captions questioning whether Douban's system had once again been exploited by users who had not actually watched the show. The phrase "malicious rating" quickly became one of the most frequently used keywords associated with the drama. However, the opposing perspective was equally vocal, and in some ways, equally persuasive. Critics who considered the 6.7 score reasonable pointed to specific artistic and narrative concerns that had been discussed since the early episodes. One of the most frequently mentioned issues was the chemistry between the two leads. The pairing carried a noticeable age gap, and while such differences are not uncommon in historical or fantasy storytelling, some viewers felt the dynamic lacked the natural warmth and tension that audiences typically expect from a central romantic relationship. In their view, the performances were technically competent, but emotionally restrained, leaving certain key scenes feeling less impactful than intended. Another recurring critique focused on the visual styling of the drama, particularly the heavy use of facial filters and digital smoothing effects. While the production clearly aimed for a dreamlike aesthetic, detractors argued that the excessive polish sometimes diminished the realism of emotional moments. Instead of drawing viewers deeper and into the characters' struggles, the flawless visuals occasionally created a sense of distance, as though the audience were watching an elaborate painting rather than a living story. For some, this stylistic choice symbolized a broader issue: the belief that the drama prioritized spectacle over narrative depth. The adaptation process also became a focal point of discussion. Readers of the original novel had entered the series with strong expectations regarding character development and political intrigue. When certain plot lines were simplified or altered, disappointment spread quickly among longtime fans. In particular, the political maneuvering, known as Kwanmo in historical drama circles, was perceived as less intricate than in competing series released during the same period. These viewers argued that the story's strategic conflicts should have been the backbone of the narrative. Yet in the televised version, they sometimes felt overshadowed by romantic and visual elements. Despite the controversy surrounding its storytelling, few people disputed the technical achievements of the production. The visual effects team delivered an impressive array of digital environments, magical sequences, and large-scale battle scenes that rivaled those seen in major cinematic releases. Nearly 2,000 CGI shots were integrated throughout the series, creating a sense of grandeur rarely matched in television dramas. For many viewers, these moments represented the true strength of the show, a demonstration of how far television fantasy has evolved in terms of visual ambition. Watching towering celestial realms form in shimmering light, or witnessing mythical creatures emerge from swirling mist, became an experience that felt closer to a blockbuster film than a weekly drama episode. At the center of it all stood the character Hisimu, whose journey carried much of the emotional weight of the narrative. Her arc, from a determined strategist navigating a dangerous supernatural world to a figure burdened by sacrifice and destiny, resonated strongly with audiences who appreciated complex female leads. Merchandise sales, online discussions, and fan art dedicated to the character surged rapidly, pushing her popularity index to extraordinary levels. Even critics who questioned the overall narrative often acknowledged that the character's presence remained compelling and memorable. What makes the debate surrounding the 6.7 score particularly fascinating is that it reflects a broader shift in how modern audiences evaluate entertainment. Ratings are no longer seen as simple numbers. They have become symbols of loyalty, identity, and sometimes rivalry. Fans feel a personal connection to the projects they support, and when those projects receive mixed reviews, the response can be emotional and immediate. In this environment, a single decimal point can spark days of arguments, analyses, and passionate defenses. At the same time, the situation highlights the complexity of measuring artistic success in an era of global streaming. A drama can achieve massive viewership, generate viral moments, and dominate social media conversations, yet still receive a middling critical score. Conversely, a series praised for its writing may struggle to capture widespread attention. The gap between popularity and critical reception has never been more visible, and Love Beyond the Grave now stands as one of the clearest examples of that phenomenon. As the episodes continue to circulate and new viewers discover the story, opinions may evolve. Some critics might revisit their initial judgments after watching the full narrative unfold, while fans may gain a deeper appreciation for the themes that unfold in later chapters. Ratings are not static. They shift over time as conversations mature and emotions settle. The 6.7 score, therefore, should perhaps be seen not as a final verdict, but as a snapshot of a particular moment in the drama's journey. Ultimately, the question remains open. Is the score a fair reflection of the drama's strengths and weaknesses, or is it the result of an online environment where collective sentiment can amplify negativity faster than thoughtful critique? The answer likely lies somewhere in between. What cannot be denied is that the drama has succeeded in capturing attention on a massive scale. People are watching, discussing, debating, and returning week after week to see what happens next. In the entertainment industry, that level of engagement is often the truest measure of impact. Whether viewers tune in for the breathtaking visuals, the emotional struggles of the characters, or simply to join the ongoing conversation, the series has secured its place in the spotlight. And as long as audiences remain invested enough to argue about its merits, the story will continue to live far beyond the numbers displayed on any rating platform. If you enjoy deep dives into trending dramas, behind-the-scenes controversies, and the hottest debates in the entertainment world, don't forget to support the channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing so you never miss the next story.